There are some excuses that if the transgender cannot have the baby, so they cannot build a family together. The definition of love and life is different. So I don't care how the people trying to shape me. I believe that I deserve the true love. But what kind of love? It depends on me who design, not the society. Welcome to AM Hour. Today you are with me, Nikki Pinya Pincha. This is going to be the eye openings with your ears with a transgender life. Let's check it out.
Hello,
Hi,
how are you today?
I'm good. And what about you?
I think like I'm dealing with office syndrome.
Okay.
So it's come to a place where now I find it a bit more difficult to talk. That's why I will be in the position to ask
Okay.
because I cannot talk much.
All right.
Before we move on, I need to connect the dot for people that you were born. You mentioned that you were born in Bangkok and studying โรงเรียนวัด
Yeah, Temple School.
in your family you weren't fortunate. You
Couldn't
weren't rich,
afford.
couldn't afford it, but you went to จุฬาลงกรณ์
Yeah.
อักษรศาสตร์ right?
อักษรศาสตร์ yeah.
And you got the scholarships to Switzerland.
Well, not only scholarship to Switzerland, along the way from primary school, high school, Deferring School, Faculty of Arts, Chulalongkorn University, I always need to get scholarship. Scholarship for good students, scholarship for poor students. That I hate that word. Scholarship for poor student. You really define a person, a people class already. That this scholarship is only for poor. And I was like, okay, but I need to admit that. I need to survive. So I just, trying to get it. I got all the way along.
I'm talking to you, but as speaking as a human to another. I think the part that struck me was like you were growing up as a transgender and your parents didn't accept you, so it was difficult. Do they totally accept you now yet, your parents?
Verbally, not yet. But practically, they let me do what I want because I earn from my family. I'm responsible for my life. So I think they should admit. But I think as a Thai family, like very traditional, it's quite, how could you say that? กระดากปาก I don't know how to say in English. It's quite
You can say
not
it in
easy
Thai.
for them to speak out that, wow, I'm so proud that I have, transgender daughter, as their.
We have a conversation before we are on air now that, correct me if I'm wrong, you work to pay for your parents' debt. Am I
Yeah.
correct? I think a part of me that as a human I want to ask you like, is it difficult though? Because like a lot of people would just like hate their parents already. They are the one who make your life a bit more difficult. But you end up, like working and paying debt for your parents. So how is it for you? Can you share me on that?
I think I'm the one that has been, shaped with the Thai society value on the gratitude system. You know that, right? So, and once I try to analyze gratitude system, if that works for me, in some sense, of course, I think we may have different ideas and have different situations and scenarios that I don't know what the other life could be, harder than me or challenging, than anyone else. But to me, like personally, my family, they, even though they don't really, they never say like, they accept me like totally, but I can sense from the way that they treat me, like better. They didn't like, force me to do what I don't want to do. After I proved that, yeah, of course, life, I made my decision on my own life. So to me, I will take that as my responsibility for my family. But I understand the people who think differently. They have their own idea because I have a lot of friends who, of course, who hate their parents because of this kind of thing as well. But even though they say they hate, but they still give a help in some way. But of course, some people just kick their ass off. They don't care. So it depends on you
I have a lot of transgender friends, and like I said, when they are growing up with parents who don't understand, so difficult for them. But a lot of people told me that in the end they can accept it because they understand that sometimes like parents are human and they make mistakes. Maybe that's your case too, that you kind of understand that their perspective, right?
Of course. Yeah, everyone is human. They can make mistake, but they shouldn't make mistake more than 3 times.
I don't actually do this even with women to compliment someone like you are beautiful. But I think like for a lot of people, like think about like someone old in an office when they want to impress someone, they go like, oh,หนูสวยจัง right? I think you have seen that, right? หนูสวยจัง นิกกี้สวยจัง Is it a right approach? How should we? I think like we want to connect to you. Yeah. How should we approach to this? What should I do? Yeah.
Well, this is the classic approach. Like God, my transgender friend God. Well, I actually like never say something like this. Like I don't say, oh, หล่อจัง It doesn't mean that I don't want to compliment you. But it's like I would say, oh, you look fresh. And even sometimes I felt, are you okay? Like anything that I can help? I can see you like sad, something like that. I mean, if someone happy, you look happy. That is just beautiful because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So, and some people like I myself. Oh, sorry, I just stopped me. I myself like sometimes people just compliment me in that way, and I sometimes was not that secure because someday I feel like I'm not beautiful. Why these people just come and ask and tell me like I'm beautiful, even though I feel like I'm not. It's like, okay, so just maybe don't put beautiful word that much. You just put something that giving a more energy, vibe. Oh, you look cool. You look great today. Like I don't know if you have heard like when I talk in my foreigner friend, they never compliment oh beautiful. You just say oh you look great today. You look fresh today. I think that's another approach.
So I can go like okay, so ดูสดชื่นจัง
สดชื่นจัง that's it. Oh you look happy. How are you?
Because I will never say like สวยจัง to my like ลูกน้องผู้หญิง as well. It's just weird.
It kind of.
But I know it happens to you.
It happens. Yeah, it does.
And these are the things that we need to learn. Because like I want to live in harmony with like everyone. I want to make it inclusive. I think what I want to know is that for a transgender, can you live in a healthy conditions when you love someone? I think that's the bottom of it now. Like like if you find someone and you love him or her, does Thai society allows you to be yourself and be comfortable just to love someone?
In reality, it is not. We still need to to adjust a lot. To be, we cannot love like someone and dedicate a lot because we still believe that well, there are some excuses that they say male would love to have baby if the transgender cannot have the baby, so they cannot build a family together. This is the idea that shape the way that we think about ourselves too, and that lose our self-confidence to be in a relationship with the guys as well, because we are afraid of that's the excuse of not be able to have a baby, so the guy would leave us. And I think it's not easy still, even now today, like some of us still think in that way. But to me, like personally, I don't really believe in that notion at all, because I think when we talk about loving someone, it's not just about having baby together. It's about the future you are making together. You are not looking for the love partner, you're looking for the life partner. So the definition of love and life is different. So I cannot just say to you, and I cannot I don't want to generalize according to my own personal perspective. You know what I mean? So from what I see myself, I think differently already. So I don't care how the people trying to shape me and trying to make me believe that I'm not deserve a true love. I believe that I deserve the true love. But what kind of love, how it turned out to be love, it depends on me who design, not the society, not even the guy. Did I answer or what?
Yes, but I think like for heterosexual, it's almost like automatic, like it's like get married, buy a house. I think that's what I want to learn from your perspective. Like, what are the obstacles? What, like, in Thailand is not legalized yet.
Not yet.
The marriage.
Same-sex marriage, not yet.
So that's one obstacle. And
I think yes.
are there more? Like, what else is difficulties when you just want to love or like want to live with someone? Because in the end, I think that's human nature that they want to be with someone.
I think we are, taking into like two battlefields. The first, of course, about things about law and regulation, same-sex marriage. But again, come back to the value as well. The way that we are taught to think, to believe, it's really a massive and fundamental idea of how you define your relationship. So, but I think the most important thing that we should focus, of course, one thing, law is, is a must to do, but also the value that we are believing is one thing that we should bring new perspective of how we could see different kind of love. If your people would love to have the same pattern, like married, have sex, get baby or whatever. So it's really on the matter of choice that you could choose about yourself. But I cannot say like that much because I'm still on not that well. I'm not in the stage yet on being in the building the family with someone. But what I learned is that the relationship spectrum and also perspective change a lot. Like people, they open mind more, and they are like not really look into just genital idea. They look more on the person as a human. They're looking for some partner who to live the life together. And I think that are changing, even gradually. But I can still see. This is a proof of my community. I'm not a proof because I'm not yet in that stage. So, wish me luck. So I don't know.
Yeah, wish you the best. I think like I can imagine you with very happy relationships from my experience because like you have achieved so much, and with this like maturity, I think that you go a long way. Thank you very much. People like you make me, are the reasons why I still enjoy my life. When I say people like you, it's like because I didn't get to face as much adversity as you did, but you overcame a lot of difficulties, and you are still like have energy to do things for other people as well. So that's why I said like people like you are the reasons that keep my life like a bit more happy, in this like, especially now it's a bit gloomy, in Bangkok. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you, you too. PM.
Thank you.
Same to you. Like as I told you, like before our voices, are hidden. Our representation are push it, backward, or push it down. But because of, the media, like the people like you as well, the team, who, trying to support, I think we need a support system for the people who still, feel they are not included in the society. You get them included, you get them into, to be the voice of the people who maybe have experienced the same thing, same difficulties, and of course, I think if we, again, work together, I believe that, people would getting more understandable of what we are talking today. and in the future would be more, inclusive and more sustainable. It's an honor for me. I really enjoy talking with you. I really enjoy, the way that you try to push, the thing to the people, the untold story to the people to be more, curious and to learn more. I think curiosity has been lacked for Thai people for long, and especially when you're talking about gender. So people don't know. So how do you make them know? I think that's more important. And I love that. Thank you so much for bringing me here.
Thank you for knowing my attention, and that will be an important point to share with everyone who listen to this interview that the concept of transgender and gender in general is still very new, even it's not that new. It's still very new for a lot of people. And if I made any mistake during our conversation, just feel free to share. But in my part, I want to apologize in advance as well.
Well, we open for constructive feedback, by the way. That's the way we can improve, right? So thank you so much, PM.
workpoint today สาระความรู้เพื่อวันนี้